Hello, Aline here. Today we're going to talk about budgets. Why you need one, what is a budget? I know when you hear the word budget, you think, I need to tighten up my belt. However, we need to demystify what it means to budget. So, what is a budget? A budget is essentially a financial plan. It is a way of planning for a period. So let's say a year or 5 years. And you can just jot down what you want to achieve, what you expect to be coming in and coming out. And then a budget helps you to get there. It's essentially a tool that you can use to achieve your goals. Organizations use budgets and very effectively, actually, depending on who you ask. A budget helps you stay on track and also plan ahead. So, what are the advantages of having a personal budget? Budgeting gives you control. It means that perhaps on a monthly or a weekly basis, you're reviewing your finances. It keeps you organized as well. If you ever find yourself in week 3 of the month feeling like you don't have enough until the end of the month, a budget can help you stay on top of things. You understand what's coming in, and more importantly, you understand what's going out and when. A budget helps you to build better habits, because if you're keeping your mind on your finances, then you start to kind of build better behavioral habits, as well as your attitude to money. It kind of changes, because when you feel more in control, your whole attitude towards money management changes. It helps you manage your debt and perhaps save for the future, and you just stay on top of things. Budgeting might even lead to you achieving your big goals. So perhaps if you're trying to save a certain amount of money and in the next year or two to be able to, for example, purchase a home, a budget can help you do that because you're staying on top of things. I can't say that enough. An example of a budget, or how you can budget, is perhaps thinking about someone that earns a monthly wage. And let's give this person £1,000 per month. So understanding that you're going to have an income of £1,000, and then you just sit down and calculate how much is going to come out. You need to understand what are your fixed expenses, so that those are the expenses that will not change. They will not move. Essentially, you have a contract or an agreement to pay that amount. So an example of this are your rent and your bills. And you can also calculate your variable expenses. So these are the amounts that might change depending on the quantity of what you buy, or what you do in that month. For example, your food expenses. So this might change depending on where you shop, or what it is that you buy. As well as, I like to think of fun extras as well. So you can also plan for fun extras. Let's say that you've got your child's birthday coming up. So you can plan for buying the cake and, decorations, balloons and gifts and all of that fun stuff. You can also even put into your budget how much you'd like to save, how much you'd like to pay off your debts, or even how much you'd like to invest. So this is just a simple overview of how to budget. I think people should keep it simple. There are plenty of Excel templates out there. You can also order a free budget template when you visit Roasty So go to www.roastyfruits.com and just request a free template. And also you can find, you can create a budget in a booklet, And I actually created my own book. So it's on Roots to Fruits. And every month I sit down and I use this planner to record how much is coming in. That's fixed. So I always know how much will come in. If you have a side hustle as well, you can add on there how much more is coming in. And my expenses as well as my variable expenses, any fun extras, my target savings, and any investment. I just jot that down to see how I'm tracking versus what I had planned at the start of the year. I tend to plan for the year and then revise it each quarter. And I tend to use this book roughly monthly. And I also have kind of affirmations in there. I'm one of those people that love affirmations. So each week I just sit down and write down what I would like to achieve in that week, especially financially. I find that it just changes your attitude towards money management. Other tips that I have for budgeting are looking at things more on a micro level. So perhaps if you're finding it difficult to manage how much you've got at the end of the month, perhaps you can start looking at the types of spend that you have. So you can categorize the expenses that are coming out of your bank account. You can categorize them and just analyze how much you're spending per item. Perhaps if you've got 10 different subscriptions and it's getting a little bit too much, you can look to consolidate those or delete a couple of them. I know I am addicted to Netflix, so that's not going anywhere. But however, other subscriptions, I can cancel them because I'd like to save a little bit more. So these are just little tips, but I think it's at an individual level. You should just sit down, perhaps with your partner or just yourself, and look at how much is coming in, how much is coming out, and just get into a good habit. That's what I use a budget for. You let me know if that's something that you'd like. Do you prefer Excel versions or a paper version like me? I love to write everything down. And also, how would you look at trimming down a bit of those variable expenses?